And I just looked out the hall, and then I see, of course, I see all kinds of things because I'm really seeing into the spirit world, not knowing. I'm seeing people, but I'm also seeing spirits, and just kind of bizarre. And then I see this train of people walking by, but my grandpa, who had died about 6 months before that, he's at the head of this. And he's waving for, come on, come on. And he looked older, like he would have, before he died. And there was a train of young people behind him. This blonde-headed girl, just remember her standing out. She's going around my age, come on, follow us, come on. And for some reason, I just did not trust that automatically. And I thought, I don't know. Why would my grandpa, I'm reasoning, why would my grandpa be with these people here? What would he be saying? I just thought, I don't know. I'm afraid of that. What if I can't get back here to my body? If I move, so where were they going? I was just very suspicious. So I just kind of made up my mind, no, I'm not going. I don't trust that. And as soon as I did that, it was almost like, now that I've said no to that, now the other can happen. It was like a test. And I really believe later, as I looked at it, that was a counterfeit escorting spirit, possibly going to give me a trip to hell. And I'm glad I did not follow that, as was happened to Howard Storm. Anyway, as you may know. But so then I turned back into my room, I'm just facing back into the room, and instantly, as soon as I did, the whole room just lit up with the most glorious white, bright light you've ever seen. Just beautiful. And it's just, but I could feel it was like a person, this love coming from it. It was just awesome. But it was so fast and such a flash. I was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. And then instantly I'm just sucked up, just like a vacuum, into outer space. I'm just sucked out of there. And I mean, I was going so fast that you felt like you had skin, your skin would peel off. You're going so fast through this tunnel of light. And, but yet at the same time, it took a little while to get there. And then we're just going, and I was aware of a presence with me. I believe it was an angel, possibly, because I didn't see anybody, but it's like I could sense that someone was there with me. And I knew even though I'm going through space, I was encased in like an invisible shield. I just call it like a heavenly chariot, is what I believe. And so then as we're approaching closer to heaven, then it begins to slow down the speed, just almost like taking a flight to another planet or to another place. And so as we're going, there's all these different colors, and it starts off with the dark purple, the violet, and all the shades of all the colors of the rainbow, down to the orange yellow, and then to the bright white at the end. But as we go through each color, I could feel, I mean, literally, and it just came right into me, like I experienced it, not just felt it, I experienced it. Every color stood for like one of the attributes of God. I mean, like the royalty, the majesty, the love, the peace, the glory, I mean, all the compassion, so many things I felt through this. It was just beautiful, almost like a conditioning before arrival. And so then when we got to the bright white, then I can see this is the entrance of heaven. And it's like I just step off this aircraft, I just stepped right on. And that's the way it seemed. And then I saw my grandpa first thing. And now he looked young, though, like no more than 33 years old, just early 30s, late 20s. And dark black hair, slender, he's Sicilian Italian, so he's dark skinned, he just looked great. And I thought, okay, this is my grandpa. That was, glad I didn't follow that. Anyway, but there's just a beautiful greeting there, and it's just I really was not that close to him here on earth because, for one thing, we didn't get to see them that often. They lived in Illinois. We would go and see them, and he'd come down here, but, we didn't see them on a regular basis. So I was never real close to him. I mean, I, of course, loved him, but in heaven, it was just like, wow, we were just bonded beyond belief, the family connection there. And it was just beautiful exchange that we had. Just, I'm just here greeting you for crossing over death to this life. And you have an appointment and you'll be fine, just go on, I'll see you later. So then he left. And I look over to my left, and there's this huge crowd of people. I mean, just huge. And I knew that this was my family on both sides. And some of them I had never met before because they were from many, ages before. And ancestors. And so a lot of them they were just beaming with such love, and they just look beautiful. I mean, they're just glorious. Everybody's just like at your perfect best and young looking. But I knew, even though everybody looks young, I knew a lot of those had been around a long time. You could tell you just could sense that. And I knew they all knew me, and they were welcoming me so beautifully. and just so much love and compassion, just like we're expecting you, you know. And I thought, well, I don't know many of these, but I know these are all family. And so they were just loving on me, and I just walked up, and they're just, you know, like you have, you know, you're here for a visit, and just this different exchange we had, but it was just a warm welcoming. Then all of a sudden, here comes this other man over, and I believe that I didn't know for many years. I always wondered who was it? I kept thinking, was that my grandpa? But no, it wasn't exactly. He looked similar. But I believe the Lord revealed to me several years back that was in fact Abraham from the Bible, because he was, you know, Abraham's bosom was at one time in the upper regions of hell in the earth. Now, of course, I believe in the Bible and all this. At that time, I didn't know any of this. And so Abraham is like, and I'm sure there's many, but he was like the guy for me. And so I thought, okay, that makes sense, you know. And anyway, so he's telling me, he says, he's looking at me, and he says, you know, welcome, and just take this all in, just take your time, just enjoy it, just take it all in. And I'm just looking at everything, just absolutely mesmerized with everything I'm seeing. It's just like beyond paradise, nothing beyond anything you can imagine. The colors are so vivid, it's almost like liquid color, pulsating. Everything's alive in heaven, of course. And I mean, just vibrating with such life, and just liquid. And you experience everything. I mean, it just comes right into you, your very fiber of your being, your spirit. And so the colors and the flowers and the trees, and I saw creatures, but it was like, they're almost like human, because they talk to you. Even the flowers, they're swaying back and forth, and just talking about the love of God. I could feel, I mean, they're praising God, and I could feel their love. And they're singing, literally singing voices. I mean, you could hear, I know this sounds crazy, but it's absolute truth. That's what I couldn't get over. I thought, wow, I've never seen such flowers, and all the colors, not just the flowers and the paradise and the beautiful meadows, and just all the nature, waterfalls, everything, like fountains, just glorious. But also even hues of colors in the air. It's like just in the atmosphere, like when the light would shine, you know, like on Earth, when the light would shine through a window and hits the light at a certain angle, it makes that rainbow color. This is everywhere. And so I was just mesmerized. Anyway, he tells me, he says, you have an appointment to meet the king. And I'm thinking, okay. And then I look over there, and all these people to the right, now it's kind of like a valley over here to my right, just kind of goes up. There's a lot of little hills and meadows, and there's just a crowd over there, and they're all just kind of, you know, bustling around, and oh, here he comes. And I thought, what are they looking? So I look over to the left, and there's little rolling hills over here to the left, just in the distance, and I could see it looked just like a round ball of fire. It just sat down on the earth, and it's just moving slowly across those hills. And I thought, wow, I wonder what, so I'm looking at this too. I wonder what this is. Anyway, and he comes to the top of the hill. It takes a little while, and then when he gets to the top there and he starts approaching, I could see there's a form taking place in this light. And as I keep going, all of a sudden, at some point, I just began to lose strength. I got very weak. It's like I couldn't go any further. I couldn't make myself go. And Abraham said, come over here. He said, I want to give you something. Come over here. And so he showed me over there to the left. And I could see also the beautiful blue with gold mixed with like diamonds in it, the river of life. And these shrubs, like trees of life, on each side of the river. And they all got fruit. And he shows me right here. He says, now here's some fruit. He said, I want you to take this fruit and eat it. And so it looked like kind of like a cross between a apple and blanked out. What do you call it? Anyway, it's a peach. And so, you know, kind of a copper color, just not very big. And he says, just take and eat. And so I picked it off. And when I did, everything is spirit in heaven, spirit material, yourself and everything. And it was just so easy. And I guess I just I thought, oh, I don't know if I got it. So I let go, and I thought, and then I looked down, and it had already disappeared. And then I looked, and there was another one just grew out right there in that same place. I mean, it was just instant. And I said, oh my gosh. And he just looked at it. He said, don't worry, you can't mess anything up here. And I said, okay. So I took it off this time, put it in my mouth. And I mean, an explosion of just power and strength and love of God just saturated me. I mean, it just my whole being. It was more than just a taste. It tasted so quenching of hunger and thirst. But at the same time, it just exploded. I just felt this power. I said, oh yeah. He said, now you can go up to meet him. I look at it like this on that. I was a spiritual baby. I really did not have enough development spiritually to be able to stand that, to get up that close to him. So he's, just no, you need to go back. You need to go back. And I said, well, why, how did I get here? What happened? He said, well, you haven't completed the blueprint I have for your life. And Satan disrupted and tried to stop it. And then he's telling me, he says, you need to go back. He said, I have a work for you to do on the earth. You need to go back. And I just, did not want to hear that. And then another point, I'm feeling this pull, and I can see these, it look like little twinkling, almost like incense, twinkling lights of mist coming up, and I could feel it. And he said, those are the prayers that your family's praying for you. And I could feel it trying to pull me back. He said, and it's within my will for you to go back, so I have to answer those prayers. And he knew that's what I thought, of course, because he knows everything. He knew the future. He knew later I'd commit my life. I'd understand it all, and he'd explain it, which has happened. Glory to God. Anyway, so I just thought, okay, can't chance that. I said, yeah, all right. I don't want to chance that. I'll go back. He was so pleased. His whole face just lit up, the most beautiful smile. And he tells me, he said, just like he didn't even have to speak it. I heard from him. I just could hear, he said, you've made the right decision. Great. I'm pleased, very pleased. So I felt good with that. And then next thing I know, it's like I'm just back. It's funny because I don't really remember the trip back as much. It just seemed like it was all of a sudden I'm back. And I would just remember entering the roof of the hospital, coming in through the top there. I remember exactly what that roof looked like. And there was a shoe up there, just things that you see. And I remember that. And so just, of course, you just go right through everything. Spirit goes through everything. And I come right into the third floor, into the room, into my body.